SpaceX is going public. Here's what you need to know. SpaceX is still private right now, but that's about to change. They've already filed the paperwork. Shares could be trading publicly as soon as late June or early July. And the size of this is wild. They're targeting a valuation of $1.75 trillion, which would make it the biggest IPO in US history. So what are you actually buying? Think of it as three businesses in one. First, rockets. SpaceX launches satellites into space cheaper and more reliably than anyone else on Earth. They don't just compete in the market, they own it. In 2025, they were responsible for over 80% of everything sent into orbit globally. Number two, Starlink. This is the big one. SpaceX built a network of thousands of satellites that beams internet down to Earth. Over 10 million people pay for it every month. That's not a one-off sale, it's a subscription, which means reliable, recurring income every single month. And then AI. Earlier this year, SpaceX bought Elon Musk's AI company, xAI, the largest corporate merger ever. The plan is to build AI data centers in space because land-based ones are running out of power. xAI already owned Twitter, so when you buy SpaceX, you're also buying into Grok and Twitter. So how do you buy it right now? You can't buy it directly yet because it's still private, but there are ways to get exposure before it lists. You can buy a company that already owns SpaceX. For example, Alphabet, Google's parent company, owns about 7% of SpaceX. You can buy Alphabet through any normal brokerage app and you've got indirect exposure. It's one of the easiest options available right now. You can buy a specialist fund like the ARK Venture Fund. They hold SpaceX as part of a wider portfolio, so you're not buying SpaceX directly again, but you own a piece of a fund that does. Then you've got private markets. You can sometimes buy shares directly from early SpaceX employees or investors before the IPO. But this is expensive, complicated, and mostly restricted to wealthy accredited investors, so it's not really an option for most people. Once it lists, then it's easy. SpaceX is planning to make 30% of shares available to everyday investors, far more than most IPOs ever do. Once it's live, you can just open your investing apps, search SpaceX, and buy it like any other stock. But before you do, listen to this. 7 out of the 10 biggest IPOs in US history have gone on to underperform the stock market. SpaceX's asking price is already roughly 109 times what it earned last year. And it still needs to spend billions more on rockets, satellites, and space-based data centers. This could be a once-in-a-generation company. It could also be a very expensive lesson in buying at the peak. The opportunity is real, but so is the risk. So make sure you understand both. Follow for more from me.